If you love America, say amen. Amen. If this is your first Tea Party on April the 15th, you did not go to our first one, raise your hand. Wow! Give yourself a hand. Let me give you a little history lesson. I remember last year, April 15th, a friend of mine said, Glenn, you know what we ought to do? We ought to have us a tea party. And he said, people all over the United States are gathering together to show their discontent. I said, tea party? What's this tea party? He says, taxing up already. I said, oh, that's me. Sign me up. And I'll never forget, we got to about 2 weeks from the time we were supposed to have it, and all of a sudden he said, you know what, Glenn? Man, you're going to have to take the ball and run with it. I've got to work. I've got to do this. I'm like, oh, man, you're kidding me. But he said, you know, the reason he picked me was because he said, you know what, I can do all this front work for you, but I can't speak to crowds. And I said, well, okay, you know, I'm a preacher in a junior church. I can do that. I can stand up for it. Well, we had the tea party, and I gave a speech from my heart, and the scariest thing happened. Is right after I gave that speech, people started lining up at the foot of the flower bed there that I gave it to, and they said, okay, Glenn, now what? I don't know. And I pulled, for all you old veterans out there, I pulled the Army. I'll get back to you on that. And since that time, we have created an organization and a movement in Garland County that is now literally world famous. Literally world famous. And you need to give yourselves a hand for that. And I want to tell you why Hot Springs, Arkansas, Garland County is world famous. Because I believe this from my heart. There is not truer, more faithful, more patriotic people than are sitting right here before you. Please give yourself a hand for that. We've got a challenge, folks. Last year, we came out here because we were mad about taxes. And we were said, and the Tea Party slogan was taxing up already. But we've got a second challenge, folks, and you know what it is. They're spending money. And they're spending money at a rate that is absolutely, positively unbelievable. In 10 years, half of the money the government takes in will be used to pay nothing more than the interest on our debt. That's got to stop. Folks, it's not just cutting taxes. It's stopping spending. Yeah! Now, the biggest challenge with stopping spending is stopping what spending? Folks, you and I know when we create...
Look here. I'm talking about America.